Hi guys, welcome to another Vlogmas video, and today we're going to be doing something that I've waited all year to do, which is talk about all the books that I'm excited to read next year. So here's my 25 books that I hope to read in 2025. Now, between you and me, there's more than 25 books, but what can I say? I am a book girly at heart. I made a list on my phone, so I'll be looking at that while referencing them. You can see some of them behind me, but without further ado, let's get started. So first, we have AHHHH. I included all of them, but technically I have already read these first two. I'm rereading them, and then I need to read these. So the whole series is on my list for 2025. I'm really excited. I want to get through this so I can get to Throne of Glass, and I think I saw somewhere that the author is releasing the 6th book in the series, so I need to get caught up. I don't like to be left out of things. Next, we have Ruthless Vows. I'm really excited for this. Divine Rivals was one of my 5-star reads, and I really want to get to this. I'm hesitant though, because I've seen so many people talk about how they don't like it. Aww. And I really love Divine Rivals, and I think that I've seen discourse about, I guess, like the course of action that book 2 took. Book 1 was heavily romance driven and a little bit of plot, and I feel like it's flipped where this one is plot heavy and it talks about like the war at hand and the gods and stuff like that, and maybe we don't get as much as our characters that we did in book 1, but either way, I kind of like plot building in fantasy, so I'm kind of excited, and I want to get to this one soon. Next, we have Iron Flame. As you can see, I'm already a good chunk in. I just need to finish it, and I don't think that I'll finish it before the year's up, but I need to finish this one because another one that's on my list, I'll insert a picture, is Onyx Storm. I'm really excited for that one. I've been getting some spoilers on TikTok for this, but low-key, like, can I even say there's spoilers? Because I feel like I saw it coming. But I'm really intrigued because I only have that much left. So a lot is about to happen. But yeah, Iron Flame and Onyx Storm are on my list. And then next, we have the sequel to One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns. I'm excited to get to this one. I told you guys previously that the only reason I did not start this in March when I read One Dark Window is because this book has multiple POVs. And you have to be in the right type of headspace for that when it comes to fantasy books, because it takes a little bit of brain power. At least for me, it takes a little bit of brain power. So, but I want to get to it next year. Next, I'm kind of embarrassed that I haven't read this yet, and I don't know how I've avoided spoilers or just like have barely seen anything about it, but I always see the aesthetic like Pinterest boards or the aesthetic like pins on Pinterest for this book, and I want to read it because I think that I would absolutely devour this series. And that is The Cruel Prince. I don't know how I haven't read it yet. I've literally had this book for forever and I just haven't read it. I'm actually really excited. Let's see the receipts in here so I can tell you guys when I bought it. That's why I love leaving my receipts in books. 8/31/2021. Oh, proof that I'm not lying. Can you see that? This is how you know that buying books is a hobby, separate from reading books. Because why have I had this for literally almost 4 years now? Well, that's an exaggeration. 3 years now. And I haven't read it yet. Next, we have Fearless. This is the next book in the Powerless series. I saw the name for it the other day. What is it actually called? Like the Emporium series? I didn't know that. But yeah. It's the last book, and I'm kind of sad. Like, I really don't like for things to come to an end, and I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of wish that this series was gonna be a bit longer. I think I'm gonna miss hanging out with our characters, even though they've literally been put through the ringer. I don't know. And I was saying the other day, shouldn't there be a novella between Reckless and Fearless? Because we got a novella in between Powerless and Reckless. So I hope we get another novella. I hope we get another book out of it. I really don't want the series to end. And I know there's controversy surrounding it, but I haven't read The Hunger Games, and I haven't read any of the other books that people feel like this book replicates. So I really like Powerless, is what I'm trying to say. Next, we have my reason for wanting to get through AHHHH, Assassin's Blade. I will be reading this one first. That's what the book talk girlie said to do, or the booktube girlie said to do, so that's what I'm doing. I'm really excited to get to this. I feel like Throne of Glass has been calling my name, and the only thing holding me back is the fact that I study 24/7, but I'm not going to let that stop me from finishing AHHHH so that I can get to this. I'm so excited. The day that I get to this book, I will be posting about it literally everywhere, because I want to read it so badly. Next, we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I just really want to read this. I've seen it blown up on TikTok. I love anything fantasy. I think it's about a vampire king Gonna eat it up. Gonna eat it up. Really excited to read this next year. I literally say that about every book, and genuinely I am. I hope that I have such a good reading year next year. And with all these books, I feel like I will. Like if I just stick to this list, I feel like I will. Next, I included this book, but it's not like super duper high up on my list. I just feel like I should read it because I've also had it for a while, kind of like Cruel Prince, which is Shadow and Bone. I feel like we all know I didn't really like Crooked Kingdom. I like Six of Crows, but I literally have not made it through Crooked Kingdom yet because so bored. So I'm hoping that Shadow and Bone will go better for me. I also have the second book back there, so hopefully this goes good and then I can read the second book. Next, we have The Naturals. I actually have read to, I think I've read to about chapter 4 or chapter 7 in this, and I just never finished it because I didn't want to start any new series this year. I wanted to finish the ones that I had, but New year, I can add more series if I want to, and hopefully I'll finish more series. But it's really good so far. It's very interesting. I just think I had a lot going on. Still do, but I'm excited to read this, and I really want to get into this series because so many people love it. Next, this is the series that I read in middle school that I really want to read again. I saw this and I like started cackling because I just know I was probably sitting in class bored as frick and just started doodling, but I actually bought the rest of it off of Amazon. If you watch that video of me like freaking out about the fact, because I only had these 3, and then I looked it up and I realized that there's actually 4 more. So I bought these on Amazon, and they're actually really thick. So I don't know if I'll get to all of these, but I definitely want to read like the first 3 and see like how I feel about it, or at least the first one. I'm really excited for that because I want to see what middle school Erica was reading about and if she had good book taste, because truly I don't know. Next, this is also a middle school Erica just like thing. Percy Jackson. I read the first one last February, so it'd be kind of cool to like read. Actually, I think this was my first book that I read last year, and oh my gosh, that'd be fun if I like read this first one again. Maybe I will, but I'm really excited to read this before season 2 comes out. Last year I watched the show, fell in love with the show, and started reading the book. I would love to read this and then watch the show and like just compare the differences and stuff. I'm super duper excited for this. Actually, probably way more than any 25-year-old should be, but I'm super excited. We have the Immortal Instruments series. I want to get into this, City of Bones. I watched the movie. You guys have heard this story. I watched the movie, wanted to know what happened, and I was like, just read the books. Just read the books. I'm really excited though. But this series is probably, it's like on ACOTAR Throne of Glass commitment level type of thing. There's so many books, so many spinoffs, and I'm excited to get to it, but also a little bit intimidated because I'm like, what am I about to sign up for? But I think it'll be really, really worth it. So I'm excited to read and like go down the fantasy rabbit hole. Honestly, all these books so far have been fantasy, and I think that should tell you everything you need to know about what I'm hoping for in 2025 as far as reading goes. The next book I do not have in my possession. It is the 3rd and final book of the Assistant to the Villain series. It's called The Accomplice to the Villain, and I'm also really, really sad about that one. I actually just discovered this series like in the latter half of the year. Loved it. Super duper funny. I did make a comment that book 2 gave us no answers, so I'm ready to get some answers in book 3, but genuinely I don't want it to be over. Like I really don't. Like I think I really love, not as much as Powerless, but I love being in this world. It's like a breath of fresh air, just being surrounded by like this witty, it's like kind of dark, but like in a funny like witty type of way, and I really like that. Next, we have these 2 books which I just bought from Barnes. They're the special edition covers that I showed you guys in one of my Vlogmas videos. It's What the River Knows and Where the Library Hides. I'm really excited to read these. Like actually so excited. I feel like this is probably gonna be a top rated book for me. I don't know why. You know how you just have those inklings, those feelings? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for these 2. I don't know what number we're at, but I know that that's probably approaching 25 really quickly. Next, I don't have any of these books in my possession, but I would love to read Harry Potter. I think that would also be fun with the going back and reading old books, because I'm rereading the middle school books, the Magic series, reading Percy Jackson, Immortal Instruments. Like I just feel like it would be fun to add in another nostalgic book such as Harry Potter. So those were all of my like fantasy type of books, and now I'm just gonna spew off some romance really quickly. First, I started a video at the beginning of this year, or in the summer of this year, and hopefully it will come out next summer, but I'm basically reading all of Emily Henry's books, so I need to finish them. So I have Book Lovers. I'm a little bit through it, but I like kind of gave up on it because I'm like struggling with the age of our characters and then how they're acting. I just feel like the 2 don't coincide in my brain, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more, or a little bit less judgmental. So I want to finish this soon. And then we also have Happy Place, and we have Funny Story that I want to get to. And then I also wrote down a Great Big Beautiful Life, because that also comes out. I think Emily Henry is really talented. I gave Beach Read 5 stars. People We Meet on Vacation wasn't that impressive to me, and I don't think The Book Lovers will be 5 stars, but I'm very interested to see, because I feel like I could really love Happy Place and Funny Story based off of things that I've like seen and heard. So I think that she's talented. I'm just not sure if she is for me, and I want to figure it out. So I'm actually so excited for this book, Don't Be in Love. I rated Picking Daisies on a Sunday, which is also by this author, 5 stars. Loved it. Loved it. Like, I think about it, but it's not 6 stars, but it's honestly a book that is very, very close to being 6 stars. And so I'm hoping that this book will reach that. I'm very excited. I feel like it's right up my alley. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read this. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Next, we have If Love Had a Price by Anna Huang. I actually read the first 2 in the series. They're the pink and purple book in my tier ranking video. I can't remember what they're called right now. I think it's If We Never Meet Again and If the Sun Never Sets. So I have this one on my books to read in 2025, If Love Had a Price. And then I don't have the orange one in my possession, but I'll include a picture. And it's If We Were Perfect. I'm so excited. I actually really, really like this world. And I feel like this author has something for everybody. I've read Twisted Love by her. I started the other series that she has, but I haven't started The Striker. Like, I just feel like she has such a wide range of like stories that you can pick from. And this one's for me. I really like it. So I'm interested to see how I feel about the last 2 of that kind of interconnected series. The last 2 books that I have on my list, I do not have in my possession, but these are probably some of my most anticipated like romances that I want to read. It's The 7-Year Slip and The Dead Romantics. I gave A Novel Love Story a try this year, and you guys know that I absolutely did not like it, but I feel like I should probably read The Dead Romantics. That's the one that I'm most excited for, but just in case I don't like that, I see everyone rave about The 7-Year Slip. So I definitely want to read both of them and give them a chance. Hopefully I'll like them better than A Novel Love Story, but I don't know. I kind of feel iffy about the whole magical realism thing, because I feel like the thing that I didn't like about A Novel Love Story is she wouldn't let me forget that element. So I couldn't fall in love with the characters or the writing because it kept pulling me out, if that makes sense. Because I kept asking like, oh my gosh, is he real? Or like, you know, that's basically where my head was at. But yeah, those are all of the books that I'm excited to read in 2025. That was way more than 25 books, but for the purpose of this video, thanks for hanging out with me and going over 25 books that I hope to read in 2025. I will see you guys for our last and final day of Vlogmas on Christmas Day. We'll go hang out all day Christmas and a big old fat Christmas haul at the end of it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this Christmas season, today, this video, and I just thank you for all of you who have watched videos and supported me. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope that you'll stick around for the new year. I will literally see you guys tomorrow for our last day. Bye! So I'm really excited for that because I want to see what middle